Hey guys, so Rip just got here within the last half hour, and we've geared him up to go for a quick walk to see how he does when he's on the walk, so we can straighten that out and show people what is possible with just a few minutes of training and some new training tools. So this is what he came in on, so this is what we're gonna use on him real quick. You can see he doesn't really have a lot of manners. He has to rush right out the door. Hold on, buddy, I gotta shut the door. He's already pulling me. He's a hound dog. So hound dogs are good at being stubborn. Stubborn's the word of the day. And you can see, you know, a lot of pulling, sniffing around. He's in a new place. Come on, dude. When a dog's in a new place, it's exciting. A lot of smells, sounds, a lot of sights. Walking out in front. He's real good at pulling his owner. I can see why. Strong boy. Oh man. It's a pretty day, huh? So Rip is about 9 or 10 months old. He's a young dude. Whoa, all right. He's a young dog. What typically worked for this family with their other dogs isn't quite working for him. So we're gonna see what we can do. And we like to go out and see how they do prior to training, you know. So the owner's just left. Come on, we're gonna go this way now. So owner's just left a few minutes ago. Hey, thanks. Too bad. He's still a really strong dog. Really strong dog. So he's kind of all over the place. He won't walk straight. I'd have to keep the leash real short. His nose is always to the ground. Hound dog stuff. Oh, all right. His owner says that when he wants something, he goes right for it. All right. Come on, buddy. So keep it short. I don't want him to think that he can pull me around all over the place, but I do like for folks to see that, yep, this is a pulling dog. And I think that's the first thing we're gonna do, right? Come on, dude. So guys, I decided on a 225 Hermspringer prong collar instead of the 3.0. People ask me why I decide that. A lot of times it's because their fur is so short that I think the 225 would work well, you know. This is the 3.0. They're just bigger prongs. So yeah, he's got a smaller one on. I just put it on him. I haven't done anything with him yet. I fitted him with a nice looking leash. And I'm just gonna teach him that he's got a new tool on. So we're gonna teach him what this tool means. I haven't put any pressure on it yet. I'm just walking around with it in the house. I want him to understand that when he feels pressure, he doesn't have to freak out. You know, this is just part of the process. Good boy. So I put pressure on and he turned around, came to me, and I released that pressure. I'm gonna do the same thing again. A little bit of pressure and he comes right towards me. We call this the prong collar dance. Good boy. When we put a prong collar on, the first thing we should be doing is teaching that dog what this pressure means. Good boy, yes, good job. There you go. We shouldn't just immediately start yanking and cranking on a dog. We have to teach them that they've got a new tool on. Good boy. Good job, buddy. There we go. Good boy. So we don't have to do this every time we put the prong collar on. We just do this the first time so that the dog understands that this is a new sensation on their neck. When they get to the end of the leash and we have to pull on it, it compresses all around their neck instead of just pulling on that one part of their throat like a regular collar does. Good boy. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, we're gonna keep on moving. So now that we've been moving around the house with the prong collar on for a few minutes, we've also started incorporating a spatial pressure exercise, which is turning into the dog and getting them to turn around. Good boy. Let's go. We've got a full video on the spatial pressure exercise. If you guys are interested, go to the YouTube channel and check out, good boy, check out that full video because I explain what I'm doing. Come on, buddy. And guys, I haven't even left the house. I haven't left the house with this prong collar on yet. So we do a ton of training inside before we head outside. I say a ton of training, the reality is it's only been like 3 minutes, but I'm teaching this guy that the new tool that's on his neck, I'm teaching him what that tool means and how to turn that pressure off. And the way to turn that pressure off is to walk calmly next to me. A little bit behind me is also good. We like reactive dogs to be a little bit behind us, and this guy likes to bark at people and other dogs when he's out on a walk. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Good job, dude. And then what we like to start incorporating is the automatic sit when we stop. So gentle leash pressure up, sit. I'm holding that pressure. Good. And as soon as that dog sits, we say good and we release that pressure. Good job, buddy. Let's go. All this stuff is stuff that we're going to end up doing outside, but guys, if you can't get your dog to do this stuff indoors, how are you going to expect them to do it outside? The big wide world is super exciting. There's dogs, there's people. Come on, sweetie. There's smells, there's sights, there's sounds. You got to be fair. You got to teach it inside. Then we can go outside. Come on, bud. Good boy. Isn't he so handsome? Got a house full of hound dogs this week. Good job. So y'all saw a few minutes ago where this dog just rushed right out the door. It's an incredibly dangerous thing for a dog to do. So I'm going to show you guys how we stop that. This also sets a good tone for the walk. We shouldn't have to do this a bunch of times. This is something that we teach the dog usually once or twice. Hey, you can't just rush out and open the door. It's not safe. That's how dogs get hurt. So this is the protocol that we do, is just a prong collar on the dog, and I'm going to pull him back firmly. If he continues, I will shut the door and set up and reset, but the goal is I open the door and you wait. If I can get him into a SIT, that would be great, and I'm also going to use leash pressure for that as well. So, door opens. What does the dog usually do? He goes to go out, give him a little pull back, and he's like, oh, I can't just run outside? No, sir, you can't. So, walk away from the door. If you guys have other animals, make sure that your other animals are put up for this exercise. He goes to go out the door, quick little leash pop, and he's like, oh, I can't just walk out the door? No, sir. What if I'm just answering the door and getting a package or getting my DoorDash delivery or something, you know? What if I'm just getting a pizza? Oh, where is he? Oh, he's right there. Cool. So I don't want the dog to rush out the door. Are you going to do it again? All right. Then what we can do is get him into an SIT. Sorry guys, this is a longer leash than what I'm used to. This is why I like to use 4-foot leashes. Sit. Good. So we're already teaching him sit with leash pressure, and that's awesome. Now we've got a dog next to an open door. This is how we get dogs to stop rushing out the door. And guys, if you have a dog that's super stubborn about this, you have to be firmer. I wasn't that firm with him. I just pulled back a little bit. And now if I start walking away, what's going to happen? Come on, buddy. Come on. He thought about it. He thought about making that choice. We'll walk up to the door again. I can tell that he's a right side dog instead of a left side dog. Now instead of having a pop, he's just like, oh, I don't know. I do pull back a little bit, but I'm not sitting here constantly pulling on the leash. It's loose. Like, if you want to stand in front of the door, you can, but I don't want your nose out the door. What a handsome dog. Sit. So gentle leash pressure up when I ask our dogs to sit. Good, good. All this stuff matters once we get out into the world and he sees and smells the birds that are out on the porch there. Sit. Good. So he popped up. I didn't tell him he could pop up yet, so I put that leash pressure back on and got him to sit again. Guys, when we give commands to our dogs, at least here, the way that we train, the command means to stay in that position until we tell you otherwise. He's staring at a bird right in our front bush here. Good job. And just because the door was open doesn't mean we're gonna walk outside. Oh, look at that. Nice. Nice. When a dog chooses to lay down in front of an open door and they're a pretty high drive dog, that's pretty cool right there. And all this is just because of the few minutes that we spent going through these exercises. Nope. Sit. Sit. I'm holding pressure still. Gentle leash pressure, guys. Sit. Here. There we go. Good boy. Now the reason I'm not sitting here yanking on the leash is because he doesn't understand that yet. So we'll get to the point where it's just gentle pressure. Oh, good job. He just wants to lay down. He's like, I really want to get out there, but obviously I'm not going out there by pulling out. So I'll just lay down and see what happens. And funny thing is, open door doesn't mean we're going outside. Sorry to get your hopes up, Rip. I don't know, I think he's ready though. I think a few minutes is enough. Sit. Sit. Good. Good. Every conversation that I have with this dog right now is what sets the tone for the rest of his 3 weeks here. This is why we're doing this. I want him to understand, hey, I'm gonna hold you accountable, buddy. So again, he gets up, leash pressure, sit. Good. And usually, guys, when I'm doing this, I'm super quiet, so dogs don't make as many mistakes when I'm being quiet, but this is real life. I'm trying to show everybody. All right, let's keep going. So, guys, it's 10:58, and we're about to head out with Rip. I opened up the door, and he just laid down. So it's awesome when our dogs are calmer right before we leave the house. Usually we have a much better walk. So we're gonna go ahead and get going. We'll show you guys a few things and see what this guy can do after just a few minutes of training. Let's go. So right out the gate, I don't want him pulling. I want him just to hang out next to me. Dogs do walk on the left side here. Hey, what are you doing? Dogs walk on the left side here. This might be a little bit of a struggle for him because I think he's used to walking on the right side. Typically that's because the owners are right-handed. Quick little 180 move there, making him understand that just because he wants to go that way doesn't mean that's where we're gonna go. Typically owners are right-handed, so they strong arm it with their dogs and they don't have to. Good. So good exercises to do with your dog right in your own driveway or before you even get out into the world are those quick little 180 pops where you let your dog get out to the end of the leash. The leash is loose and then you just give a quick little pop with the prong collar. Then the dog's like, oh, I better pay attention to this person holding the leash. Good job, buddy. We can also do our spatial pressure exercise where I just walk into it. He turns away. Good job. Then we turn back. Again, for the full video, go check it out on our channel. Turn into him. He's like, what the heck are you doing, Lindsay? Good. As soon as that head turns away, I turn around and go the other way. Like, dude, you gotta pay attention to me. The rules of the walk. We've talked about the rules. No sniffing, no marking. So that means this dog has to keep his nose off the ground. And this is because we're on a structured walk. This is not because we're not letting this dog be a dog if we're out on an off-leash hike. I certainly love for a dog to have their nose to the ground and be having a good time. So now he's way behind me. You don't know what to think. I'm using quick little leash pops to keep him in place, to remind him, hey, I want you right next to me. And so long as this leash is loose, I'm happy. Because guys, this is our first structured walk. So I'm teaching him the new rules. No sniffing, no marking, no meeting people, no meeting other dogs. We're there's nobody out right now, so we're just not going to allow it. I'm also teaching him to walk on my left side. Quick little pops to get him closer to where I want him to be. And then we do that quick 180 move again. Look at him, he's way behind me. Look at that. Where'd that pulling dog go? He's still in there, guys, trust me. Do it again. I just want to create awareness. I'm holding the leash, Rip. You have to pay attention to me. So guys, this is what it looks like. We do a couple small exercises. This is actually a lot for this dog to take in. Don't want his nose to the ground. This is a lot for him to take in because he's a young dog. He's used to doing things a certain way. And I'm not going very far. You don't have to walk 3 miles with your dog. You can just walk in front of the house when you're starting out. But we can't stop things like leash reactivity or crazy barking at other people if the dog can't even walk properly. So the first thing we like to do, we get him walking. We get him walking. And his nose is still working. That's his thing. It's a hound dog thing. Their nose is always going. So quick little pops to keep him focused on the fact that he still has to walk. And he's walking. He's just interested in sniffing. But that's it. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. A few minutes of a walk, and then we'll test him out and see what he can do a little bit later. And even in the driveway, like, yeah, we're back to the house, but what if I want to go back? Get him used to just following me instead of paying attention to the rest of the world. Sit. And then asking a dog to sit while there's a bunch going on is tough, but we'll get him to do it. Sit. Rip. Here, let's go onto the porch. So we also want to be fair. This is the first working session with this guy. There's a bunch going on. See, a little less distracting on the porch. Again, we want to be fair. This is a dog that's he's pretty aroused. He's interested. He knows there's other dogs around. Rip, sit. I ask him to sit. I apply leash pressure up. Good. Yes. Good job, buddy. All right, let's go. Good boy. And then the same thing with walking into the house. Dogs can't just run in. He wants to hang out outside. He knows there's exciting stuff happening out here. He can't just rush in. He doesn't want to right now, but we do the same thing. We'd give a little leash pop at the door and make sure that we went in before him and that dogs went in calmly. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Good job, Rib. So believe it or not, that was a lot of work for him in a pretty short amount of time. But just want to show y'all what's possible. All right, buddy. You can just chill now. All right. 3 weeks to go.